So, Joe, when we talk about the marketing aspect of what we do, and when we speak with prospects, we often try to convince them. It's very obvious to us when we look at it. So we look at certain numbers. We look at their analytics, their website, their visibility, their products, their pricing. We look at what they've done from a marketing standpoint. Have they done any PR? What do their brand look like? You know, from all the way from their business cards to how they are portraying their value proposition. And it's very clear to us that they're leaving a lot of money on the table.
Yeah.
What do we do to convince people that we are not just trying to sell them marketing, but genuinely, if they actually listen to the suggestions, they would make more money?
Yeah.
What is the best strategy that we use or you use
Yeah.
to actually convince people of that?
So I would say more than convince, it's educate, right? It's showing them, giving them actual data. So it's not me just telling you, because you give me access to your backend, to your analytics, you know, I'm able to actually pull this data together and present something to you that isn't just me, you know, my word against yours. It's actual statistical data that'll show you where you're losing money, where you're missing out, where your potential is. And that's really what what works, because it comes back to, they know their business, they know their sales, and now you're just showing them the gaps in their business.
And how emotional are business owners about this usually? People nobody likes to hear that their baby is ugly.
Yeah.
What percentage of the time when you tell them, hey, this is not working, and you're leaving a lot of money on the table here, you have a sucky content management system, you have no CRM, I know businesses that do $16 million in annual revenue, and they run this entire operation on Excel sheets.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So how emotional do they get? Or what percentage of the time do they get emotional?
I would say it's 50-50. But then again, 50%, that's a pretty big chunk where you are going to have these business owners who are defensive. Because they have been running their business for years, they've been generating revenue. So when you tell them, you're doing some things wrong, they're going to take offense.
But generating revenue or making money does not mean that you're still ignoring your growth opportunity, your bottom line. It can be improved. If somebody came to me, and this is just my opinion, if somebody came to me and said, hey, you're running an agency, man, I'm running a $50-60 million agency. Here are the things that you are doing wrong. Here are the things that I would pay attention to.
Yeah.
I would listen to that guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be defensive about it. I wouldn't be like, oh, but no, we just designed the website.
Yeah.
So I guess my main question is, how do you trigger that action point from a business owner without having him get emotional about it?
It's difficult, but going back to what you were saying before, one of the other things is that business owners will say is, that's not my target demographic.
Yeah.
Those people will never buy my product.
And those are not my competitors.
Yeah, so I only sell to this niche, and because these are the only... If you've never implemented a marketing strategy to outreach to a new audience and then collect that data, how do you know?
Yeah.
So, going forward again to, how do you convince them emotionally? Or
better yet, how do you convince them to be not emotional about this decision, but to be logical about the decision? Because the numbers do not lie, the metrics do not lie, your competitors do not lie, how do you not have them emotional, and how do you actually make them understand that they need a true marketing strategy?
So, I 100% transparency, and I tell them, listen, whether you do this with us or whether you do it with someone else, because closing at this point, whether you pay me to do it or whether you pay someone else, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you actually move forward with the marketing strategy and go from there. So I'm, again, not trying to take your money. I'm trying to help you out.
Got it.